Hello, 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 and welcome. Happy Sunday, January 15th, 2023. Want to start off by saying Happy New Year. Considering it's the first time I'm back since the new year, I know that's 3 weeks ago, right? Whoa, imagine that. But happy New Year to everyone. Hope each of you started off the new year on the right foot. So, for those of you who are not sure what it is you're watching, you are watching Joanne's Healing Within. I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Deck, and the founder of Holistic Fitness. And I'm super excited to be here with you. Cannot believe we are on season 6 already. Season 6, the first episode of the year. So let's start off with some housekeeping. To start off with, please do me a favor and share out the show. Put a comment in. Let me know what it is that keeps you coming back week after week to watch the show. Share it out, which is what I'm going to do just now. Comment and, of course, like the show. So I'm just take a minute just to send out a little letting everybody know that I'm on so they can watch as well. Just a few people. And for those of you who are watching right now, thank you so much for spending your Sunday with me. Want to give a shout out to all of my amazing partners that make the show run week after week. And just to name those partners, and there is a flyer. We have Joe Monkman, who is our shamanic healing practitioner and wellness advocate. We have CJ Ives Lopez, who's our host and publisher of the Author's Porch podcast and magazine. Kitty Foss and Amy Martin, the host of Intuition of the Soul. Kendrick Rear, who's our astrology counselor. And then we have, last but not least, Deborah Beatty. She is our badass color mystic. So thank you to all of you that make the show run week after week and make it possible for me to be here to share the amazing insight with you. Today's topic with my amazing guest is all about 2023 Violet, the year of the unanswerable why. When I got the title for today's show from my guest, it brought up some questions for me. So I'm kind of curious to see how this show is going to go, the questions that I have to ask her, and what we're going to learn from today's show. But before we get into all of that, let's dive into some insight regarding to what is actually going on for all of us right now based on our planets. Because I always like to keep you in the know, if you are not currently aware, that our planets and numbers play a huge part for all of us in our lives. And whenever you're wondering what's going on in your life and why this is happening, it might be really a good idea for you to check out your astrology chart, check out your personal energy, your number, check out the date of the day, because all that plays a huge role to what is actually happening to the why in your life. So let's talk a little bit about our planets right now, where we have literally just a few days ago, Mars, our planet of action, aggression, and for that matter, assertiveness, which is in Gemini, has just gone direct. Now, Mars has been retrograde since October, but has been in Gemini since late April, and will continue to stay in Gemini until about, I believe it's March. So it's going to be there for a little while longer, or actually late February to be exact. But it's gone direct, which now gives us the energy to take action and move forward, which many of us are doing already, but without the resistance. This week, literally 3 days from today, on the 18th, Mercury, which is the ruler of Gemini, who happens to be in Capricorn right now, will go direct as well. For those of you who are not aware of what Capricorn's all about, it's our soul's purpose. Not necessarily your 9-to-5 work, but the work that you are here to actually accomplish in this lifetime. That makes you very unique and stand out in your community and the world. Now that it's going to be going direct, it's going to help us communicate. It's going to help us connect with our community, our set of collaborations and partnerships. So you're going to start to notice a lot of forward movement going on, whereas perhaps while it was in retrograde, you've had a little bit of stagnation going on. Then, by January 21st, the zodiac sign Capricorn will be the sun rather will be moving away from Capricorn and moving into Aquarius. A very different energy from our soul's work to connecting with our community. So we're going to have that transition as well, along with the new moon's energy, which is about new things that we're about to set into action. One day after that, our planet Uranus, however you want to say it, that's been in Taurus. Taurus is all about our relationship with one another. Our money and our partnerships we have connecting to money will also be going direct as of the 22nd. So there's going to be a lot of movement going forward. And from that day forward, we will have no planets in retrograde. Now, you might be asking, what the hell does that all mean in English? So you can understand this language. It means for the first time since 2020 of April, we will now be able to really move forward and take action. So whatever it is that you are looking to do going forward, whether it's business or personally, this is your time to do just that. And we have this airway of energy until about end of March, early April, before our planets start retrograding again. So take action on this. Do whatever it is you need to do to get things flowing for yourself. I also want to make note that as of January 26th, Venus will be entering Pisces. Now, that's a big thing. And I'm only going to talk a little bit about that for right now because I do want to share more of that when I come back next week to really spend a lot more time in that energy and what it actually means. Venus is our planet of relationships, love, and money again. And it is the ruler of Taurus energy, so it has a lot of play there. But when it moves into Pisces energy, it's going to literally help us tap into our intuitiveness and our unconscious minds and setting up some major things for us. So those of you and me that have Pisces in sun, moon, rising, or Venus for that matter, and also Taurus, not Taurus, also, there's another planet. I'll have to come back on that one. In any case, for those of you who do have those particular energies, Venus and Pisces is going to be your friend. So pay attention to what's going to unravel as Venus goes into Pisces energy as of January 26th. So between now through the 26th, there's a lot of movement taking place. So pay attention, keep a journal if need be, become aware of where these particular planets are on your chart, where the zodiac signs sit on your chart, so you can really understand how things are flowing for you. What I always like to do is I like to add a little card insight to this to help you work on one chakra, to help clear out some of any energies that may feel stagnant, or you might feel a little stuck as well. Because when there is a lot of energy going on, where we have moon energy, we have the sun moving out of one zodiac sign to another, and then of course planets going forward, oh my God, that is a lot of energy activating the crown chakra and trying to move through. So it may be causing a lot of anxiousness in your body. So you might actually be feeling this in your body, where your body might be feeling a little stiff, tight, and you yourself might be feeling a little rigid as well. So let's see what one card can we work on today, what one chakra can we work on today to clear some of this energy. The word is engaged. So when we hear the word engage, what are you going to engage in with all this energy moving forward? It could also mean, too, the actual word engage, that maybe there's some of you out there that might actually be getting engaged with all this forward movement. So there might be a proposal. Now, when I hear the word engage and proposal, it may not only be about a marriage proposal, it can actually be about a business proposal as well. Throat chakra is big right now, as mentioned. Mars just went direct in Gemini energy. We have Mercury that's moving direct in Capricorn's energy, both planets associated with Gemini. Gemini is associated with your throat chakra. So really pay attention to the conversations, the things that you are engaging in. 2 and 7, that 2 energy is about your partnerships. The 7 is connecting to the current energy we are in. Universally speaking, 2023 adds to a 7. This is a year of spiritual evolution. This is your year to discover who you are on the soul's level and really pulling out whatever doesn't serve who you are becoming. So many of us, if not all of us, are going to be a very different version of ourselves this year. 2 and 7 adds to a 9. That 9 energy is about a completion, an ending. Something is finishing off so something new can come in. We are all in the midst of transforming in one way or another. I know for me, I'm super excited for this. I'm hoping you are too. Let me know how this lands with you. Please work on your throat chakra. If need be, you might be asking, well, how do I actually work on my throat chakra? Very simple. Just start to use the mantra OM, Om, and do that about a minute as frequently as you can, and that will start to activate the throat chakra. And just literally Om, and allowing yourself to feel that vibration. Also, warm water with some lemon in it would also be really great for the throat chakra as well. And one of my favorites, wear the color turquoise, and that too activates the throat chakra. With all that being said, I'm going to be taking a quick commercial break because when we get back, I'm going to have my guests here, and I'm super excited to dive into this topic for the day and see what we're going to learn. So get some water, bring yourself a pen and paper so you can jot down some notes, because I'm sure this is definitely going to be a note-taking class. I'll be right back.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hello, and welcome back. For those of you who are just tuning in, you are watching Joanne's Healing Within. I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. Super excited to be here with you. Happy New Year. I know we are 3 weeks into the new year already. However, it's the first episode since the new year. We are on season 6, episode 1. Let me just recap about our intro, the card of the day. Engage. Now, some of you might be getting really excited and saying, wow, I'm going to get engaged this year. Yes, that might be you. But it's also really, really about what are you engaging in, the conversations that you are engaging in now that all our planets are in this process of moving forward. As of the 22nd of this month, we will have 0 planets in retrograde. You'll have to come back and watch this from the beginning to find out more about what that actually means. But that's really what this engage is all about. There's going to be proposals. There's going to be collaboration. There's going to be money to be made. This is a very powerful year for this. That 2-7 is a 9. So there's a transformation taking place. And keep in mind that 7 energy, which is about 2023, the universal energy. This is a year of spiritual evolution. You are definitely going to discover who you are on a deeper level. So who you thought you were is not who you're becoming. So take a look in the mirror today and take notice that each and every day leading up until 2024, you're going to become a very different version of who you are. So prepare. Work on that throat chakra. Very important. Lots of conversations that we're all going to be participating in and also listening. Be on the lookout to what you need to hear over the next few days and even going forward. With all of that being said, please go back later to watch the introduction to this. And you could do so by watching on Roku, Amazon TV, Twitch TV, and also YouTube for that matter, and Twitter for that matter. So I'm super excited for our topic for today, as I have my amazing guest here, Deborah Beatty. Did I say that wrong? Right?
Beatty.
Beatty. One day, someone's just gonna knock me on the head, and it's just gonna all work out well. And so interesting because Deborah was here on the last show of 2022. So it's so interesting that we closed the show off with Deborah and we opened the show up with Deborah. So it's very interesting here. So our topic for the day, super, super excited about 2023 Violet, the year of the unanswerable why. So let's talk about that. But before we do, just a little introduction to what it is you do that will lead us into our topic for today.
Well, again, my name is Deborah Beatty with Created Life Strategies, and I am a life coach and a color energist, which means I work with color energies, not chakra energies necessarily, although there are some correspondences. The 9 colors that I work with actually come from a different place and have a lot of different meanings and what they the attributes are a little bit different. I do color natal charts as well as doing readings with a deck of cards, oracle cards that I created. I'm going to be talking today about 2023 as a violet year, which is the year of the unanswerable why. And that brings us back to you, Joanne.
Awesome. Love that. So when we speak of this 2023 and the violet, the year of the unanswerable why, how is that a good thing? I mean, anytime we think about the word why, right off the back is like, oh my God, why? So why is that a good thing?
It's a good thing because an unanswerable why, let me define what that means first of all. If you've ever been, around little kids or whatever, and they get into the whys, it happens a certain age, they'll ask why, and then that spurs another question when you answer it, but why? And then again, but why? An unanswerable why is one of those questions that, although you get answers, they don't satisfy. And that spurs, as adults, what that does is it actually spurs us on to exploring, expanding, looking outside of ourselves, experimenting, stretching, reaching for the answers. And every answer that we get just creates more questions. And that's actually a phenomenal thing for this year. And it's already begun with people looking at nuclear fusion and how to use that for a replacement for fossil fuels, and why is the ozone layer repairing itself, and why has this happened, and why has that happened. And so, if you're aware that this is the year of exploration, expansion, and asking questions, it's phenomenal what's already happened, and we're only halfway through January.
Yes, that is true. I mean, we're literally the 15th day of January, and to be in that this whole why it is interesting, because as you've said, the why leads into more curiosity to what's going on, where we are, so perfectly aligned, at least from my opinion, to all of these damn planets that are literally in the process of going forward, where in the last year, shall we say, we've really been in a space of review and reflecting. So it makes sense to why we would be asking the why. Now, just out of curiosity, in reference to the color violet, now, how does that play into it? That, I mean, it's associated with 2023 is associated with violet. How is that so?
Um, all right, numerologically, 2023 comes out to be violet in my system. Last year was indigo, which was the year of potential. And so it just perfectly reflects where it goes. I mean, to me, it follows the, it had the potential of possibility of all this. And now we're trying to figure out how that all fits. And violet is the seventh color in my spectrum. And it is it's at the end of the visual range. And so it takes into consideration all of the lessons that have been learned in all of the other attributes. It kind of sums it all up. It's not as faith-based as, say, blue. It's relying more on experiential lessons and what we've been here to learn. And okay, I've got all of that, but then why does this happen? And so we're really poised perfectly to take it forward.
Yes. And it's so interesting because when you said earlier that based on how you go about this is not necessarily associated with the chakra system. But when we think about it in reference to the connection of the two, the chakra system and the way you do your work, where the indigo, based on the chakra system, is being able to see within and to visualize and create and meditate. And when, as last year's energy was the indigo in a 6th universal year, which is really about what we all did as healing within, discovering healing, what we needed to heal, how the universe presented us with experiences that were connected to how we needed to heal physically, mentally, emotionally, and of course, spiritually. And then we move into that violet energy, which is that 7th energy of the crown, which is about discovering, intuitiveness, being curious is really the big word, the why. Wanting to know, like, okay, so why is this? And we often, as parents, I don't want to use this word, but I'm going to. We often get annoyed when children constantly ask us, why? It's like, really? Do I really have to answer another why question? But when we look at it, is that they are being so curious to, like, why? So it is a good thing. And as adults, if we can move in more into that space of being curious, like, okay, so why is this taking place? Where is this taking us to? So we can move into the next thing of what we're supposed to be doing. So I love that. I love that. I love.
And also, violet is the color of the light bearer.
Talk a little bit about that before we take a break.
My violet people, the people that resonate with violet are light bearers. They are bringing gifts of inspiration via, masterpieces of art, of writing, of, other things that are created out of the spirit, not necessarily out of the mind or the brain. Again, it's going beyond the physical manifestation, and they strive and they stretch for the ideal. They're seeking completion. They're on their way to in my system, gold, which is the 9th color, and they're taking everything that they've learned so far, which just has spurred more curiosity.
Yes. Yes. So in regards to that, and again, before we take a commercial break, how does one know whether or not they are, let's say, that violet energy? I'm assuming they'd have to get a reading to find that out. Yes?
They could, or they can, get one of my natal charts done. But figure out, what where you are in the system. You would definitely need a natal chart done, because that will show you your expression or who you are in the world, what your motivator is, your instinctive motivation when you're faced with a crossroads, your secret self, that part of you that you keep buried and you only share with very, very, very few, and also the lessons that you're here to learn. And so that's one way to do it.
Excellent. And that's a beautiful gateway to let our viewers know how they can reach you. I believe you have a website that they can reach you at.
I do. My website is createdlife.com. That's CREATED. And they can reach me there at any time at all. Or,
Perfect.
Email me or whatever. All my contact information is there.
Perfect. So yes, so just reach out to her, check out her website, and you can book a reading with her. On that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back and talk more about this violet energy and the unanswerable why. So we'll be right back.
Hi everyone, I'm Kitty Foss.
And I'm Amy J.
And we're Intuition of the Soul. We are a Facebook and YouTube group that has created a sacred spiritual place to look at your spiritual practices.
And there's too much to tell you about what we do, but let me tell you, we have weekly activities, we have monthly activities, and you are not going to want to miss our spiritual practitioner series. So join us on Intuition of the Soul.
Aloha.
Hi, I'm CJ. The Author's Porch is a community where you find good books and good people. We collaborate with services that deliver quality to authors and publish a magazine for authors by authors. Come by, let us feature you or review your book. Coffee is always on, and no matter what time you arrive or where you come from, the porch light is always on.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR@gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Andrew Barry Cologne. I have my amazing guest here, Deborah. We've been chatting about 2023 Violet, the year of the unanswerable why. Now, if you're just tuning in, do me a favor, share, like, and comment on today's show. Comment about what it is that you're going to resonate with. And also, you'll have to come back later and watch it from the beginning, because there was a lot of insight shared, and you're definitely going to want to know what was shared. So, but do that later, and you can watch on the various platforms, Roku, Amazon TV, Twitch TV, and also YouTube and Twitter for that matter. But let's dive in. My next big question for Deborah regarding this amazing topic, because I myself am learning a lot. And not only am I learning a lot, but I happen to like the color violet. And now I'm understanding why I like the color violet and purple. So, big question, Deborah. And that question is there a downside of violet to be aware of?
Yes, there actually is. I mean, as much as it opens up movement forward, um, one of the problems is Violet likes to live in what if almost as much as Yellow does. The problem is that energy is wasted on wishing a lot of times, and instead of acting from knowledge gained. Uh, you can be, this is, you're at the extreme, one of the extremes of the spectrum. And there's a tendency to separate from a physical reality in that case. And it's more of an idea of perfection that you really wish that things were this way, but they're not. And so you're determined that you're going to create it to be that way. But in your own mind, you're living there and you're not fully engaging, as your card says. You're not fully engaging with your life and the lives of those around you. You're deliriously happy in your very own little magic kingdom, but it can lead to some despair because things aren't that way. This is also the time to be on guard against gossip and falsehoods and external encouragement to follow a path that's not yours, to follow a path that conflicts with your heart and your gut. Violet invites you to really tune into what your heart and your gut are telling you. Follow your instincts. You have intuition based on all of the colors that you've gone through to get to violet. You've got this knowledge, you've got this experience, and you need to really lean on that and trust yourself, because your heart is the only thing you can truly count on. You know.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you say, because as you were saying in reference to those who live in that space of their dreamy, their imagination, it almost sounds like you're speaking of like Pisces that have a, well, let me say it this way, those who have a rising Pisces energy. And what I mean by that is Pisces are the most intuitive zodiac sign there is. They live in a state of imagination, their dreamland. They're in like, there's, it's almost to the point where they have to work really, really hard to be grounded because they're so up there in their spiritual imagination. So it almost sounds like you're speaking of that particular category of people, because again, it's like, hey, the way I see it is like, well, what's so wrong about wanting to be in that dreamy space and imaginary and like wishing it out? But I totally get it though, because when we are in that space of wishing and pretending, we're going to use the word, we do miss out on the right now and the different things that we're supposed to be learning so we can get to that next place. So I totally get that whole downsides to that.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something about that the violet is similar to those in the yellow energy. And I know this is more about the violet energy today, but because you got my curiosity up, if you don't mind, if we can just sort of go into there, like what exactly does that mean that the violet is almost like going into the yellow energy? What does that mean?
Well, yellow is the awakening of intellect and reason. It is also the awakening of the ability to dream. And it's a lot of my creatives are in both violet and in yellow, because yellow tends to be more like the Pisces as you describe them. They live in what if instead of what is. And a lot of times they get accused of living in their own little dream world.
Oh, that would be me. Hello.
And none of us have ever heard that, but one of the things that violet allows us to do, even though we are dreamers and even though we want to do that, is it keeps our feet on the ground. It's a more grounded energy than yellow is. I mean, when I think of yellow, I think of yellow balloons that, they really need a string or something to make sure that they're tied down and they don't just float off and we lose them. Violet has that string, but it's firmly attached to a really heavy chair, or and it won't disappear because we've learned enough at this point that okay, we can go play in the world of what if because we're experimenting and we're asking why. And then we find out more information and more information and more information, which causes us to ask deeper and more intense questions than just, oh, okay, if that's the answer, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
It
yeah, and
just doesn't satisfy.
exactly. And again, it comes back in this, what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing is like this huge universal classroom, the earth classroom that we're all in. And we're here to ask questions. We're here to be curious in regards to like, if we are feeling that space of floaty, so to speak, like that yellow balloon, where we're like, okay, well, I need to get myself back down to being grounded again. How can I get connected with that violet heavy chair grounding experience to explore and want to know, and not just settle for, okay, well, that's a suitable answer. Be curious to like, okay, there's a reason why this is happening, as opposed to the expression that many tend to use is, well, why is this happening to me? As we all know by now, it's not, nothing's ever happening to us, everything's happening for us. And when we can move into that, it reminds us that something that I've been recently learning a lot of lately is that we have lessons, and everything that we're experiencing, those whys, are part of the lessons to take us to where we have to go. Now, if I was a true Pisces, ascending Pisces, which I'm not, my sun sign's in Pisces, so my ascending sign is not, which is a good thing. So I get to stay grounded a bit more. So I'm not so loofy into the what ifs and my wishings and dreaming. I can definitely fall into that, but I do find myself more grounded at times. But which is helpful because it helps me to be more curious to like, okay, so what am I supposed to be learning? And having this insight today, having Deborah here and sharing this with us today is so amazing because of the energy we are in for 2023. This is the year to really want to explore and discover the different things that we are experiencing. In regards to like, especially the last 3 years where we've had a lot of time to sit quietly, reflect, and get a better understanding that what we experienced 3 years ago is not the obvious what most people thought it was. It was really the gateway in helping us to discover more about ourselves. I'm loving this energy and I'm loving the yellow symbol of like it just floating because we're not grounded. So for anyone out there who feels that you are not grounded, that you're constantly in that what if space and can't get yourself to focus on like, okay, what am I supposed to be learning now, and want to move back into that, or want to move into that purple, that violet energy, this would be a perfect opportunity to reach out to Deborah to find out where your energies are, what the colors are for you, what is your main color that you're made of, or made of, made of, I would say. So Deborah, if you can give us that website again.
It's createdlife.com. And again, it's CREATED. I get some people getting confused. And I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody who wants. In fact, I am offering a free discovery session, and you can go to createdlife.com/schedule to set that up, and we can meet via Zoom or phone or whatever, whatever is best for you. And it's a 45-minute discovery call where we can just talk about this.
Awesome. I love that. So with all that being said, we're going to do another commercial break. And when we come back, Deborah is going to share a little tip, and then she's going to share whatever else she needs to share about this topic. And then if Deborah is open to it, I'm going to pull a card for her to see what insight is available to her for this coming week and all the energies that's about to unfold. So we'll be right back.
Hold on. Okay, we are in the break. My apologies.
You need to stay in front of your computer.
I know.
This is today's card, by the way, Joanne.
Yes, yes. Bobby, do you see?
Hi, everyone. I'm Kitty Foss.
And I'm Amy J.
And we're Intuition of the Soul. We are a Facebook and YouTube group that has created a sacred spiritual place to look at your spiritual practices.
And there's too much to tell you about what we do, but let me tell you, we have weekly activities, we have monthly activities, and you are not going to want to miss our spiritual practitioner series. So join us on Intuition of the Soul.
Aloha.
Hi, I'm CJ. The Other's Porch is a community where you find good books and good people. We collaborate with services that deliver quality to authors and publish a magazine for authors by authors. Come by, let us feature you or review your book. Coffee is always on, and no matter what time you arrive or where you come from, the porch light is always on.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR, @gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I have my amazing guest, Deborah, here. And we've been chatting about 2023, Violet, the year of the unanswerable why. So if you are just tuning in, please come back later. Rewatch the show. You can watch on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV, YouTube, Twitter, but come back and watch so you get the whole gist of today's show. With that all said, share, like, and comment in reference to what you are going to be hearing for the remaining portion of our show. So Deborah is going to share a tip with each and every one of us regarding today's topic, and she actually pulled the card while we were on a commercial break, and she's going to share that card with us. So go ahead, Deborah, share that card.
Okay. Well, first of all, the tip that I wanted to say is if you want to embody more of the violet energy, if you feel like you're not there, you can wear violet, you can ingest violet foods to bring that energy into your body and all of those kinds of things. Yes, the card that I pulled for today, this is out of my Coloricity card deck. And it's a blue focus. Now, blue on its own is about communication. It's about clarity of communication, and it's soothing the nerves. It's about knowing what you want to say and saying it, basically. Focus is actually, there we go. Focus is actually an acronym, and it stands for being fiercely devoted, which is the F. O is optimizing all of your time and your resources, creating opportunities for you to shine. Understand what you want. And this is probably the hardest part, is really understanding what you want and why you want it. And then see that goal as already complete. And, you can planifest off of it, which is planning to manifest and manifesting your plan and working backwards to make sure that it actually happens. When you have that kind of focus and you bring all of those things to bear, this is a perfect time to be doing it because we're just starting the year when everybody has, New Year's resolutions and all of that sort of thing. And, the devotion to the goal, the devotion to yourself, to your life, to others, whatever it may be, focus, focus, focus.
There you go. Couldn't have said that better myself. The key of focusing. And we all know this whole process that, again, as we say in the law of attraction, what it is you are desiring to have, you actually have to act as though you already have it already. You have to be in your, as the expression is, the done deal. The focusing on your why. Why is what it is you want so important for you? Because if you don't know your why, you're not going to be motivated or disciplined to stay focused on achieving it. And that's usually why most people do not achieve the things they're looking to achieve, because they never established their why. And digging into their why, the unanswerable why. Why is it so important? And once we can get into that why and then stay focused, but even more important, as Deborah says, the planifesting. We're planning it out so you can manifest it into your reality. And for those of you who are interested, when you go to Deborah's website, you're going to find that she has some amazing, amazing events there that you can participate in to actually planifest. She recently had an amazing event not too long ago, which I participated in, which was amazing. So go and check out that website. And she will mention it again in a little while, if in case you haven't heard it. But you definitely want to check out all the things that Deborah does, because there's a lot that she does offer, and there's a lot of things that you can take advantage of. So with that being said, I love that tip. I love that card. It's a great reminder to stay focused, because again, when we do stay focused, it helps us to stay grounded and to be in that violet energy, so we don't get distracted into the yellow energy where we're sort of like Luffy and distracted. And that's a really great way of determining whether or not you are in your yellow and violet, because as long as you are focused, you're grounded. When you are disoriented and all over the place, distracted, that's an indication to get grounded, to remind yourself that you have to ground your energy. So, Deborah, are you open to finding out some insights for you for this upcoming week?
Always.
Excellent. So what I like for you to do is, I like you to just, you're going to recite your full name that you go by, not necessarily on your birth certificate, but how you go by, how you energetically connect to out loud 3 times for me. Once you're done doing that, I want you just to hold on to a question that you would like to gain guidance on based on the card reading. You're not going to share the question with me. I don't really care about your question. Sorry. Just
Okay.
that you
I do
focus
it the same
in.
way.
Exactly. That you just focus on something that's going to be related to what's going to be coming in this upcoming energy of leaving Capricorn and moving into Aquarius energy. Very different energy right off the back. So full name for me 3 times out loud.
Deborah Beatty. Deborah Beatty. Deborah Beatty.
Excellent. Now just tune into whatever it is you would like some guidance on. As she's doing that, I am going to surround the 2 of us with some amazing light. We're going to use violet light for today. So we are grounded for this. And this insight is for your most highest source, highest self. And let's see what card shows up. Oh, I thought we had a card, but it didn't want to come out. Here we go. Interesting card. Interesting card. Hello, hello, hello. We were just talking about that yellow energy. We're going to go into that yellow energy in a minute, because it's not what you think it is, guys. Let's talk about the word first. Old soul. Now, when old soul shows up, a couple of things take place here. First thing is, Deborah, you've been here before. This is not your first go around in this world. You've done this plenty of times before, and I get that you've done this plenty of times before, not because you didn't complete a specific lesson or contract that you were supposed to complete, but because you have completed, but you came back wanting to really give a lot more insight to those who need the information in this lifetime. You had all the information in past lives, but it wasn't at the point where people could receive it back then. We are in the place now, as we are in the age of the Aquarius, where more and more people are going to be able to understand this whole process of the work that you do. The old soul also means that inner child that you are, and how the work that you do actually helps feed the cravings your inner child has when it comes to colors. I mean, what child doesn't like colors? Pulling out the favorite crayon for that matter, their favorite color for that matter. And we already know that your favorite color is orange, only be from the previous shows that you've been on. We know that orange. And we'll talk about that color at a different time because the board will be back again. Also, the old soul is about your loved ones that have crossed over and that they're showing up today to remind you that they are there to support you on your journey. And they want you to call on them more if you don't already. Like they really want you to say, I'm calling your energy on. And you may not necessarily know who these loved ones are for you, but they want you to call on them more. Ancestors that you've never met. They want you to literally say, I want to be connected to my ancestors and to have perhaps dreams. And for example, on a day where you don't have to get up that early, the night before, literally before you go to sleep, literally have a conversation with your ancestors, wanting information from them. So this way here, when you wake in the morning, you'll have all these new downloads that came from them. Does that make sense to you? Okay. The number 2 and 6, that 2 energy is, and we actually talked about this the other day in.
That's the same card you pulled the other night too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So that 2 is about your collaborations that you're going to be experiencing in 2023. Lots of partnerships. The 6 is about healing and helping others to heal. And knowing that, again, in order for us to help others heal, we have to go through our own healing journey. We cannot help somebody else if we haven't experienced what they're experiencing. So that's really important. The overall energy is 8, which is about the transformation that you're going to experience this year through what you're going to be discovering. Let's talk about that yellow energy, your solar plexus, trusting that you're on the right path, trusting that everything that you're here doing right now, your new programs that you're creating, they're all being created for this year going forward. There's a reason why you decided that you needed to create what you're creating for now. If you would have created this stuff 3 years ago, it would not have taken off the way it's going to take off going forward. So trust that what it is you're doing, there's multiple of people that's going to be looking for your work. All you need to do is step out of your own way, which is what most of us have to do. Step out of your own way and trust. You don't have to put so much effort into calling in these people. All you have to really do is put the energy out there that you have these services, you're doing what you're doing, and the right people are going to be knocking at your door, knocking at your email, searching your website, wanting the work that you have. Does this make sense to you?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Excellent. So work on your solar plex energy so you can clear out whatever doubts or insecurities you may have in regards to the work that you're here to do. One of the easiest ways to working on your solar plex energy is similar to what you said before regarding the other colors, is to really wear the color yellow and eat yellow food. These are ways to activate that yellow energy and also getting to the root cause to where the insecurities come from. When we can tap into that deeper root issue, we can literally pull it from its root and kill it off. So I'm glad it resonates. One last time for our viewers, what is your website?
My website is createdlife.com. And again, if you'd like to spend a little time with me, I'm offering a free discovery call. And you just go to createdlife.com/schedule to set that up.
Awesome.
Easy
All right,
peasy.
Deborah, it's been a pleasure. I learned so much today, and I'm sure our viewers did too. Looking forward to having you back here in February, because Deborah will be back here in February with us with a whole different topic, but stay tuned. Thank you again for being here. We're going to take a commercial break, and I'm going to be back with the conclusion of today's show.
Ladies over 40,
Do you enjoy CrossFit, HIIT, interval training, Orange Theory, Zumba, or even yoga? I would like to help you incorporate 3 strength training workouts into that regimen. Yes, good old-fashioned strength training. I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck, and the founder of Holistic Fitness, located right here in New York, Queens. To learn how you can redeem your self-growth discovery session, email healingwithin76@gmail.com and get started on that new 3-day strength training regimen in addition to what you enjoy. That email again is healingwithin76@gmail.com.
Hi, I'm CJ. The Author's Porch is a community where you find good books and good people. We collaborate with services that deliver quality to authors and publish a magazine for authors by authors. Come by, let us feature you or review your book. Coffee is always on, and no matter what time you arrive or where you come from, the porch light is always on.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. Super excited to be back. If you are just tuning in, you will need to come back and watch today's episode, where you can watch on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV, YouTube. I think I got them all. And you're going to get a chance to view the show, which was all about 2023, Violet, the year of the unanswerable why. It was a really interesting topic and very interesting if you happen to be one of those people out there that has a lot going on in your world right now, because there's so much activity happening, especially going forward, where you might feel like you're a little loofy, unorganized, or not focused. So this would be a show that you want to come watch so you can get yourself back into that grounding energy. Anyways, want to just shout out today again. Many of our partners have many things going on besides being partners with me, where they have things to offer to you. So I'm going to give you a listing of all the amazing things that's going on. To start off, we have me. Your body is a reflection of your life. With that being said, it's an opportunity for you to go ahead and schedule a session with me to discover who you are. Then we, of course, have spirit messages and energy insights. Then we have the Author's Porch magazine and podcasts. They have their newest issue coming in, I think, in April, so connect with them. Kendrick Greer, our astrologer. Intuition of the soul. Then, if you watch today's show, you got to meet the badass of color mystic. So these are some amazing, 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 amazing peoples. There are flyers for each and every one of them, so you can definitely go ahead and view those flyers. Grab the contact information. If there's any one of them that you're resonating with that you would like to learn more about, connect with them. Feel free to do just that. For those of you who are interested in becoming a featured guest or partner of Joanne's Healing Within, please email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I would love to get you on my schedule. I would love to be able to feature you for whatever it is you do. And super, super excited to be back with each and every one of you. I will be back here next week and sharing some amazing insight, a surprise guest perhaps, more to come. But just know to put on your calendar to be here with me 3 p.m. Eastern Time to learn more about what's going on in 2023 and all the amazing guest partners that show up with me. I thank you for being here. Share, like, and comment on today's show. Until next time, have yourself an amazing, amazing rest of Capricorn season. Remember to stay grounded as the planets start to move forward, and get ready to take action. What are you engaging in? What are you focusing on? Remember that whatever it is you're looking to manifest, you have to be in that space of seeing it through, being in a done deal, and it becomes your reality. All that being said, have a blessed day. Bye-bye for now.